Welcome on in, folks. Week 11, another edition. Where would you rather be than right here, HankyKap Sports Podcast? With me, as always, bottom shelf, coming in from the office once again, week after week. We got my father, RK, top right shelf. JK, is that an Anchor Bar sweatshirt you got on there? Is that an Anchor Bar sweatshirt? 50 wings deleted. Folks, Masters Week is finally here. National Championship just finished. We're getting into a good time of the year. First major tournament out of the gate down in Augusta, Georgia. No better time right now. To start things off a little bit, very quickly, we're going to go over the national championship game, UConn's brilliant victory, Danny Hurley's dominance, and then we're going to hop in right into the Masters. We're going to flow right down the board with that. But starting off, I know this whole podcast is Hurley Central. I mean, how about just a dominant coaching the whole year tournament? You guys want to talk about that a little bit? I know he's
I'll let you go first.
No, obviously I'm a big fan of the Hurley family. They did a great job. I'm sure there was a lot of huddling, even though they kind of deny it. They make it sound like they leave Danny alone. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't believe it. But they had a great game plan, and it was just domination station. Although they could have come back, I can't take credit for this because I heard it on a podcast, a guy who I listened to just because for humor, a guy named Mike Francesa. But he thought that it's actually very interesting. He thought that a key to the game was the conversation that Danny Hurley had with the refs right before he walked over for his halftime interview. And then if you remember, during the halftime interview, he pointed over to the refs. And he goes, "Oh, these guys are my friends. These guys are my friends. They're all great." And with about 13 minutes left in the second half, they were San Diego State was over the limit, and it was lights out after that.
Wow, that's interesting.
What's that?
I didn't think about that. I know he said those are my three best friends.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
So I'm sure they don't care about the best friend comment, but they he felt that they were letting him play too much in the first half. San Diego State's an extremely physical team, and so we have to if you had that, definitely, if anything, if you think about from a betting situation, what that helped more than anything was the over, because they don't even come close to that over without all those free throws. And actually, I had a guy send me a message who listens to the podcast, and we've won him a little bit of money. And he asked me, "Oh, you must be on the under." He goes, "No, I don't touch unders," and that was at 11:22. And then I said over 132.5. He goes, "I hope it goes." He goes, "You better be hoping for overtime." This is at 11:23. And I said,
"Wait, is this 11:32 p.m. or time
PM.
left in the game?"
PM, during the game.
PM, like 2 minutes left, maybe less. I go, "I don't know about that. Hopefully San Diego starts fouling." He goes, "Doable, 10 more points at 11:26. At 11:33, my message was, "Good call."
Nice.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
But,
I did think about that. The score was like 48-38 with I think 11 minutes left right before they got out. I was like, wow, this is a very low scoring game. This under is a lock.
Yeah.
And then the free throws, huge help.
And they didn't miss too many. I have to say that.
They're lights out from the line.
And whenever you're hoping for that, you need San Diego to score some baskets so they keep fouling, which kind of cooperated. So for one time, it all worked out. Just the way it was supposed to. But Danny Hurley, what a job! Hat backwards. He's a baller. Whole family was there for him. It was very cool. The guy's a winner. I think that they're going to be around for a while. Yeah. UConn, Big East was the beast of the tournament by far.
Totally. That's all good insight. I got a couple of things that I kind of took away from it. I agree with you totally. And something I love, this podcast is a huge part of my take podcast span. And it's pretty cool seeing this whole week both Hurleys being on PMT. Like we said, hopefully maybe they'll get Bob one day. That would be the best. But that's been pretty cool to kind of listen to throughout the Final Four. And something else that I really thought about, this was probably, I can't remember a more dominant team in the tournament than this team. Like I don't want to say they're one of the best teams that I can remember in college basketball, but for just a pure tournament, the 6 games of the tournament, they have been so dominant every single game. Every game they won by double digits. And their one hiccup, I would say, is the first half to Pitino's Iona team.
Yeah.
That was and that speaks. I'll go back to that. I wasn't so locked into that game. I wish I was more locked into that, but I think it speaks a lot for Pitino and where he's going to take a team like St. John's, where he can recruit more talent than he could have recruited at Iona, and he can. That's a recruiting tactic for him. He can say, look at my team and look at this team and look at the 5 games they played after this. My team was beating this team in the first half of that game. And that's going to go a long way for a guy like Pitino. So I know we're kind of focused on it's something I really thought about today a little bit. And at the end of the day, great for UConn. I'm so happy for them. If there's any team besides MSU to win it, that's who I was rooting for.
Dude, MSU went out early this year.
Not really.
Michigan, Big East is going to be a monster. Did they name a coach yet for Georgetown to replace him?
Cooley.
Oh, Cooley. All right, and who's going to take Providence?
I don't know, honestly.
I think Bobby Hurley might take that job. What do you think?
That'd be
crazy.
But the Big East is going to be top conference next year.
And the thing that UConn in the tournament, I know. So their first game against Iona, close in the first half, blew them out in the second half. St. Mary's, close in the first half, blew them out in the second half. I feel like the message just play two first halves, 2 halves like you can.
I forgot they played St. Mary's. So
yeah, that was a close game in the first half.
That means they completely dismantled my lowest rated conference in America.
Because of Timmy, right?
I forgot. Well, how many times did Rafferty? Rafferty must have been really hurting not to say Timmy every 10 seconds.
Yeah. I think we've heard this on every podcast from you. I love it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
JK, didn't you hit a UConn future?
Yeah, me and a couple of my friends, we had UConn futures. That was nice. I want to actually. There was a bracket. A few of us were in the bracket. It was for charity for one of our friends, and top 2 finishers of the bracket: John Kaplan, number 1, Ron and Ann Kaplan, number 2. Both the only ones with UConn in the pool.
Absolute sharp.
By the way, somebody in this podcast pre-tournament picked UConn on the podcast.
Bottom shelf.
That's right.
Here we go.
Yeah, Big Cat won. Big Cat won like $70K.
We had
Big Cat had $5K on him.
We had the Super Bowl. We had the Final Four.
And now we're gonna have the Masters.
Stay tuned. We're gonna have the Masters, and then we're gonna have NBA Finals when it comes ready.
A lot in store for the folks.
And Stanley Cup.
Not my thing.
I wouldn't say this is a hockey podcast. But yeah, hats off to UConn, just dominant performance. I also love how Danny Hurley says dominant. He's like dominant. I just like the way he says it. It's just weird.
His kids love playing for him. You can just tell.
He got his kid in every game. Yeah. Every game he got in.
His kid played more games in the NCAA tournament than during the regular season.
That's crazy.
Six words that were awesome in his post game: Jersey City, Jersey City, Jersey City.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Just
yeah.
Thanked everybody. Thanked PJ. He got it in.
Just a dog. Hats off to UConn. Incredible performance, like I said. But now we lock in to the first major of the year, the Masters tournament down in Augusta, Georgia. 100 golfers, 50 in ties, 80 to 100 golfers. Don't really know that now. 50 in ties. Let's just run down the board. I don't know if you guys put in any bets yet. If you have any futures, if you have any bets that you're kind of thinking about, but let's run down the board. what players do we like? What do we think is going to win this year at Augusta? I'll start with the three top dogs: Scheffler, Rahm, and Rory. Do you guys have any interest in these guys? Would you guys be betting any of these guys?
Me, no.
JK?
To me, they're all interesting in a different way. I probably lean away from Rahm the most. If I were to bet any of them,
He still has a stomachache.
Yeah. If just I don't know. Yeah, Rahm the last month he's been quiet, so that could always be scary. But my take on Scotty is if I'm going to pick any of the three, it's going to be Scotty. I mean, every tournament this year he's in it. And then the other side of Rory, I don't think I've ever bet on Rory once in my life, just because I'm not the biggest Rory guy, as I know you aren't that either. But one thing I was just watching, like 10 minutes before this live from on Golf Channel. Rory's last 8 Masters, he's finished in the top 10, 6 out of the last 8, top 5, 4 out of the last 8.
Yeah.
That's something, as much as people like to say Rory like can't win the Masters and he needs that one for his career Grand Slam. That's a number I looked at. I don't think anyone in the field, like who's a top 20 golfer in the world, has those good of numbers consistently over their last 8 to 10 Masters than Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not going to touch him. I never touch him, but it's something I guess to think about a little bit.
Yeah, I just feel like Rahm is kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I don't know how invested you guys are into DFS, Daily Fantasy Sports. I have the projected ownership, so people who play this, how many people are projected to pick him? We have Scheffler at 23%, Rory at 27%, and Rahm at 18%. You would have to think he's flying under the radar there. If we go down a little more, we got Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, and Justin Thomas. I know none of us think a live guy is going to win, correct? Let's just get that off.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Cam Smith.
I don't like those guys.
I don't think so, but if it's going to be someone, it will be Cam Smith.
If we want to get into this talk, I tweeted this out today. With the live guys, if any of the live guys are going to play well, I think it's going to be the younger guys, like a Taylor Gooch, like a Joaquin Neiman. I don't know if Mito's in form or not, but I like the younger live guys rather than the older cats.
There's only one. They're not tournament tested for the past several, maybe even over a year.
Yeah.
Or about 9 months, and there's only one guy in the world that can come in not tournament tested and win.
TW.
His name is the Cat, Big Cat.
I actually want to see what his projected ownership is at in DFS.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods,
7%
owned.
What is he?
7% owned.
Yeah, it's a good name. Yeah, totally. And yeah, I mean other guys.
Well, Jacob, you were going down the list.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So that's Cam Smith.
Come on,
there.
John.
Guys in this range, if you have to pick one, Spieth, Cantlay, or Justin Thomas, who would you pick?
Nobody.
Wow.
I don't think if people listen to this show, I don't think they need to hear my answer to that question.
Oh yeah, you're locked in on JT. I bet JT as well.
I have my big three. Keep going, kiddo.
You have your big three? All right.
Well, who's your guy in that group? You have anyone yet? You named 9 golfers. You didn't pick one of them. Or you think Rahm you like?
No, I'm not. I didn't. I had my outright card out already.
Okay.
So far it's Rory, Cantlay, and JT so far.
Okay.
Next 3 cats. Max Homa, who's going to be 13% owned. Colin Morikawa at 15, and Xander Schauffele at 16. Xander Schauffele missed the cut last year at Augusta. 24 out of the last 25 golfers.
Who's the middle guy?
Colin Morikawa.
All right. I like number 1 in that group.
You like Maxie?
Yep.
I like Max too.
John?
I like Max too. I mean, I'm just a big fan of his. He's been one of the best golfers over the last like two calendar years. You got to think, and Xander's one of my top guys. I'm a big Xander fan. So
John, you can only pick 6.
I'm not saying I'm taking. I'm just talking.
Get him, buddy.
John.
Actually, JK, I may have Jacob. I might put an entry in. I'm gonna consult with you in a nice sized Masters
DFS pool.
DSF pool.
Okay, let's do it.
I might need you.
Dad,
That's
there's a bunch of millie ones. I'm in a millie one
No,
right now.
I like private ones. Just a nice sized private one.
So like 5 guys.
I think probably 20.
20 guys. How much are you looking to spend?
What do you mean to bet?
How much entry fee do you want?
I think that. Well, no. I'm gonna stick with this one because I know a lot of the people in it. It's not that big. It's like
you're talking about the Bevo one, right?
No, a different one.
Okay.
We'll join the Bevo one too.
I'll be in that one also.
There's a good shout out to Bevo.
Okay, what else you got? Give me the next few.
If anyone's listening to this, by the way, if anyone's listening to this and wants to be in a pool that we're in, feel free to reach out to me and I'll send you the email. There should be about there was 85 guys in it last year. Should be about 100 this year. Will be about a $2,000 pot.
Special. That's a nice plug there. Hit up the kid. Email. Comment down below in the YouTube. Whatever you need to do to get in. So we're running through that. And now the next couple guys here, Tony Finau, Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, and Cam Young.
I'm a huge Cam Young guy. I'm on none of those guys.
You're not on Cam Young. You're not on Day.
My
Finau,
top.
or DJ.
He's one of my big guys that I bet on.
Dustin Johnson is 9% owned this week.
Disaster.
2 more than Tiger. It's crazy.
No way.
All of these live guys, like in a daily fantasy aspect and projected ownership, they are all so low owned. The thing is, like,
Koepka might have the best chance in the live guys.
You think so?
He's playing well. If you consider live tournament a real tournament, he's won 2 out of the last 4, and he clearly wants to make a statement because after the documentary. And just after all the shit he's hearing, he's desperate for a statement.
Yeah, and let's see if he could get one. All right, so that rounds it out there. JK, I know you're a big Fanu guy. You know on Fanu?
I love Fanu. Fanu Ripper Magoo, always. He's had good finishes at the Masters.
Fanu's nephew won the drive, pitch, and putt in his age group.
Yo, since 2018. Fanu finished 35th last year, 10th in 21.
Finau. I thought his name was Finau.
38th in 20.
I call him Fanu.
Okay. Yo, he's got 3 top 10 finishes in the past 5 years.
He's solid.
He's been quiet though, right?
It's just a matter of does he have that motor? Does he have that he have that winning? Does he want to win? He got that dog in him?
He's the type of guy who
now he does. He's got to support 18 kids.
That's very true. That's very true. All right, so that's running down there. Next guys we're coming up: Victor Hovland, Hideki Matsuyama, Sam Burns, Will Zalatoris. Is there anyone in that range?
2 and 3. That rounds out my top 3.
Who is that?
3.
Can you repeat it?
Hideki,
Sam Burns, and Max. Those are my big 3.
Hideki, Burns, and Max. Those are your outrights. Interesting. I played Sam Burns in DFS. I love him this week. Nice. I think he's a great putter.
Well, he's playing great. He's hot. Hideki's won a green jacket before. It's a big repetition tournament, and you know how I feel about the connection between Riviera and Augusta.
That's why Maxi.
That's why I like Maxi.
Also, the course will never forget getting bowed to by his caddy.
Yeah,
that was unbelievable.
One of the best moments in sports, in my opinion, in the last 20 years.
Who do you like, Jacob? You didn't really give us.
So my guys so far are Rory. I got Rory at 10-1. I got Patrick Cantlay at 18 or 19-1. I got Justin Thomas at 20-1. And now we haven't said my next guy yet, who I absolutely love. His salary's $8,100. I got him 41-1 on FanDuel. That's Sung Jae Im. Sung Jae Im has an 8th place finish here last year, a 2nd place finish here in 2020. I like seeing guys who have experience here. He's played here 3 times. He's always in good form. I just feel like every single time on a Sunday when they're showing that little
Sanjay could do
leaderboard
it.
on the
I like
bottom
him.
right-hand corner, Sungjae's always in that pack. And I think it's time to win. He just needs to win a major.
I like him. I just don't see him winning it.
It's a good top 10 bet. It's probably a good top 10 bet.
I know you're a big Sungjae fan, Dad.
No, I do. I like him. I told you who I think if I had to pick out of those 3, who's going to win, either Burns or Homa.
Yeah, I like it.
Next guy's coming up, Sungjae. Like I said, I like him. Matt Fitzpatrick, Shane Lowry, and Terrell Hatton. I also bet Lowry at 65-1.
Lowry, yeah. He. Let me ask you this question: when you're running out of dough in your fantasy, when you're down to the bottom of the barrel, who do you go with? You go with a guy like Bernhard?
If I'm down to the bottom of the barrel, I'm not going to take a guy. I'm not going to take Langer at 6,100.
He's that high? That's high price.
6,100. The lowest price is 6,000. That's the low price.
Okay. So he's a low price. All depends.
Yeah.
I don't know what the salaries are.
What would you think? So I'll give you context right here. So Scott.
Give me Freddie. That'll be good context for me.
Freddie Couples is 6,000.
Oh, so Bernhard's a little better.
Yeah. Do you actually plan on taking these guys in DFS?
If I loved my team and I needed one guy and I had 6,000 left, and if I had to choose between Bernhard and Freddie, I'd take Bernhard. You tell me who's left. Bernhard is a machine.
Dad. Oh, Jacob, go on.
Give me a few other $6,000 guys.
So we got VJ at 6. We got Mike Weir at 6. Freddie at 6. Langer at 61. And then we got guys like Kevin Kisner at 62, Zach Johnson at 63, Phil at 64, and that Charles Schwartz at 64.
You think Phil makes the cut? 2-part question. First part, do you think he makes the cut?
I actually parlayed Phil not to make the cut and Tiger to make the cut.
What'd you get that at? Even?
Let me guess.
I forgot.
Plus 150.
Phil was plus 100. Tiger was minus 160. So probably right.
All right. Here's the thing with that bet, and then the next one is: if Phil doesn't make the cut, will he stick around to do his celebration on the 18th green if a live guy wins?
Yeah, he will.
Really?
The celebration is the dumbest thing of all time.
I don't know. Wait.
What are they trying to accomplish?
I don't know, but can we go back to the seniors for 1 second? Because I have actually
I love the seniors talk.
I have some good context for the seniors, and Dad, this is something that you'll like. So I was just kind of looking around today, some kind of bets you can make. There's top senior. There's 8 seniors. Phil Mickelson plus 120, Bernhard Langer plus 350, Freddie Couples plus 400, Mike Weir plus 800. And then VJ, Jose, Larry Mize, and Sandy are all long shots.
All right. Bernhard Langer is easy money.
Plus 3. I was going to say, if you like a senior.
I don't know. I'm a senior, so I got to stick with my guys.
But I'm saying I feel like if you're going to go
Bernhard,
Langer, Mickelson, and Couples, the 3 favorites.
It's either Langer or Couples. Those are the 2 biggies.
Bro, Langer's stats on the Champions Tour are actually some of the greatest stats I've ever seen in my life. T19, T7, T19, 1, T10, T17, 1, T14. He gained strokes total like a fucking fiend.
They keep lengthening Augusta, but it's still it's not a you can do well as being a shot maker. The distance is not that critical.
No, right. The distance, but the thing is, the distance is very important on the par 5s.
Sure.
The distance is very important on the par 5s.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stat where every winner, I'm going to pull it up right now for you.
Important enough where if Bryson plays at a par 67, he'll break the course record.
Bryson hasn't sniffed a live leaderboard yet.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, par 5 scoring. So in 2022, Scotty won the event at 10 under. He was 8 under in par 5 scoring. 2021, Decky won the event at 10 under. he was 11 under in par 5 scoring. 2019, Tiger went at 13 under. He was 8 under in par 5 scoring. 2018, Fat Boy Reed won at 15 under. He was 13 under in par 5 scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No,
that's
very
almost like
good. I like that.
That's almost like
Yeah. So if you can't reach a par 5s in 2, you're in trouble.
That's why the distance matters.
It's not even reaching a par 5 and 2. It's like putting yourself in position on, like, for example, on the Azalea hole. I think is it 13, where you can get home with a short iron potentially, like, you know.
That 13 is where Ray's Creek.
No, that's 12.
I'm talking about the par 5.
No, Ray's Creek is over the bridge on number 12, the par 3.
No.
Yeah, I know, but
Or is it all the same thing?
I think it's all the same thing.
What are you saying?
It's Ray's Creek.
No, but Ray's Creek, or are you saying something else?
He said Ray's Creek.
Ray's Creek goes throughout the whole course. Yeah,
I'm saying on the par 5, they lengthened that one too.
Yep.
Recently.
Yeah, I know.
I have all the renovations here if you want them.
Tiger. What's the odds of Tiger making the cut? Is there such a thing?
Like minus 150.
And what is he to win in the whole thing?
Probably like 5,000-6,000 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Middle
it's not
of
that
pack.
crazy.
He could win it. No one knows the course better than him, and he was pretty competitive in Riviera, a much harder course in a way.
The one thing that worries me a little bit is I heard conditions on Thursday and Friday aren't going to be great.
It's very rainy. Course.
That's one thing that worries me about Tiger.
And cold kills.
Yeah, but one good thing for Tiger, I can say, is he got the AM PM wave, so he doesn't have to go back to back after PM to AM. That I think is helpful for Tiger.
Yeah. Good.
You guys think Tom Kim has any success this week?
No, you want a long shot? Is
why not?
Who do you like long shot?
What's that kid? I like that kid's name. The brother of the LPGA player.
Minwoo.
Minwoo Kim.
Minwoo Lee. He's one of the. He's a long driver, the golf ball too.
Minwoo, and he's loose as could be.
Yeah, and
he needs to be a little loose.
I don't think he's going to win, but I think he'll definitely make the cut.
I think he'll make the cut.
Finish.
I like him making the cut.
Honestly, he might not be a bad DFS play.
Okay.
You know who I think is a good late.
Actually, no, he's not a good DFS play.
You know who I think is a good late type of DFS player? Like if you're in a pool, like a 5th or 6th tier guy, JT Poston. He hits the ball far, and he struggled a little bit early, like last year, but he's starting to find his footing a bit in the PGA.
Yeah,
he qualified. I like JT Poston.
Last 5 years at Augusta, he played it once.
Hey, who won last week's tournament? Did that get the guy
in? Connors. You were
Did
right.
that get him in? Did I pick that guy, by the way?
I think he was in. I think he was in regardless.
Well, when we were at dinner,
I have the video. I'm going to post it on YouTube Shorts.
Okay, I said that, right?
Yeah, you said it. You said only 2 guys could win: Corey Connors and.
No, the other guy was top 10. Don't put him in winning.
No. You said only 2 guys could win. Rodgers or Connors.
Right, and I picked Connor.
You picked Connors, and you had Christian Bezatin out T10. I don't know.
He didn't do it. No, he failed.
That hit.
He failed.
Let me know when you're done running through everyone. I wanted to go over something else.
But yeah, I mean, so like, at what point do you like? I'm gonna read off some names. Like, do you think Justin Rose could win?
I don't see him. I don't see him pushing it. He might play well, but he doesn't seem like an Augusta kind of guy.
Yeah, the thing is, how many guys do you think could win? Like, how many golfers do you think could actually win this week? Like, I'm saying like
25.
25, yeah. 25 or 30.
As Jack Nicklaus used to say, first there's a number of guys that think they can win. So now you don't have to worry about anyone else. And now you just got to worry about those guys that think they can win. So there's probably about 25% of the guys think they can win.
Yeah.
That's how Jack Nicklaus approached tournaments.
Yeah.
Especially the big ones.
JK, go ahead.
You know who's a name?
Who?
That he's been playing very well. Jason Day.
Yeah, but like I think his time will come. I think I don't like the value on him. He's 21% owned. I think he'll win this year. I just don't think he's going to win.
I don't like him.
I don't think he's going to. You like him?
No.
I'm just saying he's been playing well. I'm not
playing well
by any means. But yeah. You got any other names, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm running down here. Brooks Koepka, yeah. I think Brooks Koepka is the highest owned live guy at 17%.
He's playing well. He's coming and playing well.
Yeah, I mean, he might be.
And
Corey Connors, 25. Jeez. I like Gooch. Gooch models out very well.
Where's Gooch? He's
John,
on live.
So do you guys think like the kind of the up and coming PGA Tour players now, guys like Keith Mitchell, Kurt Kitayama, you think they find any success this week?
Kitayama maybe. I don't know about Mitchell. Let me ask you a question. What's going to happen if one of the live guys walks up to the first tee in shorts? Do you think they'll throw him out? Throw him off the box?
That ain't happening.
Not Augusta.
No. I know you're a K Mitch guy, JK. You don't think he could play?
I'm a K Mitch guy for one reason.
Pfizer.
Josh Allen. They're good playing.
That's sick.
Jacob, another thing I want, and can I run over something else real quick?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So this is something I found interesting, and I don't know if it's the people who usually when they make pairings for Thursday, Friday, is it typically the PGA, or for the Masters, is it a Masters committee? How does it?
It's the Masters committee.
Okay, so this is what I found very interesting, and maybe not too surprising, but slightly surprising. You got these groupings, probably the featured groupings: Xander, Tiger, Hovland, Cantlay, Scott, Kitayama, JT, Rahm, Young, Homa, Scotty, and Bennett, the amateur, Burns, Rory, Tom Kim, Finau, Spieth, Fleetwood, and then I believe it's Morikawa, Zalatoris, and somebody else. Every top PGA Tour player, not one live guy in a top PGA Tour group.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
The tournament.
My point is you're not surprised that like they didn't throw like Dustin in there with like maybe Rory or someone.
Why would they make the guys uncomfortable? I mean,
it's just something I thought about.
I mean that's when it's gonna come Saturday, because when Saturday comes, they can't do the pairing. So when the time really comes, Saturday and Sunday are gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean if you can get like Rory versus like a Dustin, or like Rory versus like a Cam Smith, or JT versus Brooksy, like that'll be fun. Sure. But I don't know, it's just something I thought about. I thought we would see a couple groups where we would have a live PGA kind of rivalry-ish.
You think the live guys will think it's a 3-round tournament and miss their Thursday tee time to show up on Friday? I'm kidding. Now we'll see what happens. It should be good. Cam Smith is a good player, but he hasn't done much. I don't know how. I don't know. There's a guy on. You ever watch on Golf Central? He's the guy from Ireland, older guy, very nice commentator.
Immelman? No,
he's just on the talk show. He's with what's his name? Who everyone doesn't like. Just Golf Central, when they sit around and they sit around the coffee table and they talk. There's an older guy. No, from Ireland. He's just an announcer. He doesn't think a live guy can compete because they don't play competitively enough.
Yeah,
week to week. So we'll see what happens.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I mean, you're getting all the picks here. This is a hot group here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see anyone else who they stick out. No, I think we ran through the seniors. We ran through some of these guys. We ran through the top dogs. I mean, it's a sick tournament. It's gonna be crazy one. First one of the year with the whole live narrative type thing. Augusta, Georgia, Augusta National, best major of the year. So, we're in for a treat here.
What's Sam Burns' top 10? What's his number?
Sammy B top 10. Sammy B top 10.
I would say plus 180, but let me hear.
Plus 180?
That's my guess.
I'm hopping in it right now. DraftKings Sportsbook. Sammy B top 10 is plus 360.
Oh wow, oh,
You're going to take
that's
that?
that's a nice return.
And he's 45 to 1.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Um, that's pretty much it here with the Masters. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to
The only
talk
thing,
about?
the only thing I would add is rock star of the weekend, even though she came in second, Caitlin Clark, just saying, listen, don't don't go, don't badmouth. I'm going to give it to you in a second. The
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, she said she's entitled. It's all good. Everyone else is jumping on Angel Reese. The only thing is, you're up by that much. There's a time and place, but Caitlin Clark is just, her next comment after this, she goes, "Now we're getting ready for the Masters." I mean, she's unbelievable. You got to really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
she's
incredible.
pretty cool.
Caitlin Clark is sick.
She's
And then you got, and then they said, then Biden's wife, she goes, "I want to invite the other team, Iowa, and
Yeah, the
Caitlin
loser.
Clark."
That was weird.
Caitlin Clark goes, "The runner-up doesn't go to the White House." She's really, she
Oh,
owns it.
yeah.
She owns her shit, man. She's good.
Yeah. But what did you think about that showboating? Like, I know it was a big thing.
No,
It was
I didn't like it
last
because
list,
it's just,
that you're
you
winning.
know,
You're winning.
but there was more to it. There was a lot more to it that everyone doesn't know, I guess. Everyone throws her, like Reese likes to talk like everyone says, in her own quote, everybody thinks I'm too hood or too this or too that, and like, but I just don't know how that like responds to it. But I guess but they say Clark is a world class trash talker, just like Bird it was, and Michael Jordan was a world class trash talker. So she backs it up. If not for if not for social media and all the comments by people that have no idea what you're talking about, it probably would have went. It would have went on. But I will. The one thing I don't know if you guys watched that game. It was the most watched
Yeah,
women's
I watched
basketball
that.
game ever. That whoever ref called that technical for when
That was
she just
horrible.
flipped the ball to the sideline during a timeout. It wasn't like the clock was running. It's not a delay of game
It's horrific.
that was one of the worst calls. It was like just referees taking over the game. It happened all tournament long, men and women's. It's a joke. They gotta stop that. It's just they have to. These refs need to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
When they blow a game like that, you say, okay, you're going back to refereeing recreation basketball at a high school, at an elementary school.
And even the start of the game, like the two best players on each team had like two early fouls. I'm like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you doing? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that game was inconsistently. That game was not consistently called. All of a sudden, in the second half, they let them play a little bit more. It was very inconsistently called. You want to have a good game, you got to say these are the stars. This is a huge opportunity to showcase women's basketball, and that Coach Mulkey, she should have gotten multiple technicals. She spent more time on the court than Clark did. I mean, it was absurd. But what are you going to do? I can't badmouth Mulkey.
One thing I will say that I thought about just right after that game, I truly think, college women's basketball, I find to be way more exciting than WNBA basketball. And you're more popular typically in women's college basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're a good women's college basketball player and you're on a team that's maybe not so great, not contenders, transfer to see if you can transfer to Iowa. You'll be seen. You can have NIL deals. That's a great opportunity right there. Because going into next year, I bet most Iowa women's basketball games will be watched more because of this girl. Caitlin Clark. She was the darling of the tournament, men's or women's, and it was. I thought it was great for women's basketball. And I don't watch it too much, but they got me watching that last game.
Excellent.
So I really think it's a great move if you're a good women's college basketball player to look to transferring to Iowa if you're not like really set in with the top team.
Mm-hmm. No, or even if you're just good, just stay in college and make millions off NIL shit. Like there's no need to go to the WNBA. Just
you stay in college as long as you can.
They say Bronny makes like $3 or $4 million right now.
Yeah.
Arch Manning too.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
The most insecure superstar of all time.
Gotta say it.
LeBron James.
100%. Well, although they are coming on like a
good
steamroll, they're going to make some noise. They say potential first round matchup in the West, Phoenix Lakers. What a opening round that's going to be.
And then the Mavericks might plan on sitting Luka and Kyrie for the rest of the season.
I never seen a guy play. I love Luka. The guy does not play defense. He doesn't box out. He's unbelievable.
You see what Luka said today?
What did he say?
Talking about how much he misses Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Can you imagine that?
That plays hard.
Talk about another team that clinched the playoffs.
Big time. Yeah, we'll get into the Knicks here soon up. But yeah,
need Randall to get healthy.
Need Randall to get healthy. We got the Knicks in the playoffs. National championship just ended. Great college basketball season. Now golf's in full throttle. We got our first major of the year down at Augusta National, the Masters tournament. Thursday to Sunday. It's always great. The Thursday is always sick. Nobody ever works. Nobody ever works on Friday. You just watch golf.
Great.
You just watch golf.
The app, whether you use the app or just online, it's one of the best.
The best. The app is unbelievable. It gives you all great features.
Yep.
It's one of the most pristine things I've seen. We got that, and then we're moving and grooving here, folks. It was another edition. This was Week 11 HankyKap Sports Podcast, fellas. It's been another fun one. We're back again. We wanted to switch it up a little bit. Tuesday this week. This will be out Wednesday. Wanted to give a nice recap of the UConn game. And folks, we're off and running here.
Way to be, Jay-Z.
We will see you folks later.
Great episode.
Good job, boys.
Later.